Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss the Renaissance. What is meant by Renaissance? Renaissance, it literally means rebirth. Rebirth of the social condition or religious, whatever it is. It's a revival of learning of classical literature between the time period of 14th and the 16th century. It has the development of spirit of inquiry, spirit of freedom of thoughts and action. In that particular period, peoples are no longer willing to accept without any questions any action that has happened. They ask questions, superstitions, whatever it is, they ask question how that happened and why that happened. That kind of questions the peoples of Renaissance are asked. It's a rebirth of social, political and religious ideas. All the ideas are revolutionized. Once the Professor Jebb said, the Renaissance in the largest sense of the term is the process of transaction in Europe from the medieval to modern order. The word Renaissance, it refers different things to different kind of peoples. For a student of social history, the word Renaissance, it defines the birth of new social condition. For a student of religious, the word Renaissance defines the Reformation and the Counter-Reformation. For a lover of art and literature, the word Renaissance, it discovers the recovery of masterpieces of the ancient world and revival of knowledge of Greek and Latin. For a student of scientist, the word Renaissance, it tells maritime exploration and founding of astronomy, autonomy, physiology and modern medicines. Walter Pater said a complex and many-sided movement. A Renaissance is a complex and many-sided movement. Inventions and discoveries. In the particular period, there are certain inventions and discoveries were made. Most important of the invention of the period was the printing press. Printing press was introduced into Europe by John Gutenberg of Germany in 1454. He is the first person who introduced printing press. After the printing press, many books and Bibles were printed. The first Latin Bible printed in 1455. And the printing machine, it's reached to many other countries. In Italy, it reached 1465. In Switzerland, it reached 1467. In France, 1470. Australia and Netherlands in 1473. And Spain in 1474. Not only in all that other areas, in England also it established. In England, the printing press was established in 1476 by William Caxton at Westminster Abbey. And the press at Oxford was set up in 1478 and St. Albans in 1479. All these presses printed mostly Latin books, because most of the Latin books are there. They are collected the books and printed using the printing machine. In English, printed the first time only in 1483. That's the first time English language was printed through the printing machine. The advantage of printing press. What's the advantage of printing press? To gain knowledge. It could spread far and wide. It's turned first a questioning attitude to the people. Why? Because after reading a book, the people are easily know what's in the book and they are thinking about that idea and asking some questions. So this thing right like that, and you said like the same different thing. The people are continuously asking questions. They were no longer willing to accept anything without questioning. Another great invention was Marinus' compass. Before invention of compass, sailors were no longer go to the sea. After the invention of compass, sailors to undertake longer voyages. The exploration of distant seas become possible. until then accepted ideas of the world shape. The size were found to be false. Before that, people are think that the world is a flat one. It's a flat earth. But after the invention of compass, people go forward to the sea and look at the different nations, and they finally found there is earth is not a flat one. And next great invention is a telescope. Using this telescope, people are observe the clouds scan the sky. People are could scan the sky. The beginning of the science of astronomy. After the invention of telescope, people are looking the sky and they discover more stars and astronomy. The astronomy was evolved. They find true position of the earth. Before that, they think that earth is the center of universe, all the planets and sun around the earth. They think like that. After the invention of telescope, they find the truth. Renaissance in Italy, France and Spain. Renaissance, it started in Italy. Dante, Petrarch and Boccaccio, those peoples are prepared a ground for the Renaissance. Greek language taught in Italy by Constantinople. After the fall of Constantinople in 1453, because Turks who captured the Constantinople, many peoples are exiled from the place. Italy welcomed all the people. They welcomed the Greek exiles, posed as patrons of literature and art. From the time onwards, the study of language and literature and philosophy of Greece. The fashion and the enthusiasm of the cultured classes in Italy. France. France, effort was seen in the lyric poetry of Rostand, the vigorous prose of Francis Rabelais, and the scholarly essay of Montaigne. Montaigne is the first person who introduced the essays. In Spain, the famous person Cervantes, he wrote Don Quixote, a burlesque romance of chivalry. That's one of the very famous work. Still now it's one of the very famous work. In England we know Geoffrey Chaucer. He is the person who dragged Renaissance into the England, because he went to Italy for some diplomatic mission. In that diplomatic mission, he met Dante and Petrarch, and they collect the ideas and they get the ideas from the people and enter into the England. He is one of the famous person. He is one of the key person to spread the ideas. The good start was given by the three Oxford friends. Their names are Thomas Lenker, William Groken and Hugh Latimer. John Colet founded the St. Paul's Grammar School. Many people are founded many schools. The first person, John Colet, who founded the St. Paul's Grammar School, William Lilly, Latin Grammar School, and he's the first person in the school. And many schools were built at the regime of the King and Queen's period. 63 new schools were built in the regime of Henry VIII, 50 schools in Edward IV, 19 schools in Queen Mary, and 138 schools in Queen Elizabeth. It's also an act of age of translation. Many works are translated into other languages. Renaissance was also an age of translation. Virgil, Ovid, Cicero, Demosthenes and Plutarch were all translated into English. The first part of Chapman's Homer, it appeared in 1598. Did not know Greek and Latin to show the fund of classical literature. Like Shakespeare, he knew little Latin and less Greek. He became familiar with classical mythology. And he used that ideas, he inspired the ideas from that classical mythology and put it in his dramas. Renaissance in England. Began in England with Sir Thomas More. His famous work was Utopia. He wrote in 1516. It's a Greek word that means nowhere. There's a nowhere. See the picture. There is nowhere, the land is nowhere. He wrote the famous work Utopia. The English translation was published in 1551. It was translated to English and published in 1551. Erasmus. The next person is Erasmus. He is a Dutch by birth but settled in England. His most famous work was The Price of Folly. And Spenser, he is the first great English epic writer, Fairy Queen. Other memorable names of Ben Jonson, Francis Bacon, and Christopher Marlowe. Christopher Marlowe is a father of English tragedy. I remember that. Influence of science and art in Renaissance. With the capture of Constantinople by the Turks, necessary for the European nations to find new trade route to the east, new trade route to the India and Malaysia and some other places in the eastern area. Marinus Campus encouraged to undertake maritime exploration. In that time, Columbus, who discovered continent of America in 1492, Vasco da Gama, who reached Calicut in 1498 through the Cape of Good Hope, and Magellan, he exploration of the Pacific Ocean in 1519. Copernicus of Holland, who discovered sun was the center of the universe. Before that, they think Earth was the center of the universe. But he, Copernicus of Holland, he found Earth is not the center of universe. Sun is the center of universe. And Kepler and Galileo, later Kepler and Galileo, who revealed the solar systems. Renaissance in religion. Two movements, the Reformation and Counter-Reformation. Reformation started in Germany by Martin Luther King. He is the leader of the movement. He translated the Old and New Testament into Germany. After the translation, people are read that Bible, and he knew many things and he asked questions. So Martin Luther wrote 95 theses, 95 debating points, and stick it in the wall of church. So the Reformation starts from the place. Erasmus, who translated that Bible into English, people read and interpret the Bible, and some other ecclesiastical peoples. The antidote of the Reformation started Counter-Reformation in 1540. The split of church protested against the supremacy of the Pope, known as Protestants. Those peoples are called Protestants. Renaissance in art and literature. In art, the famous persons Michelangelo, Raphael, and Leonardo da Vinci. Those are all a very famous person. First, Michelangelo, a statue of David and Moses and Peter. A sculpture of Virgin Mary holding a dead body of the Christ on her lap. These are the three pictures. Virgin Mary holding the dead body of Christ, statue of David and Moses and Wisdom. Those are only a sculpture and also a painter and poet also. A painter, ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, the Great Fresco, the Last Judgment, and as a poet, he wrote many sonnets and love poems. Next person is Raphael and Leonardo da Vinci. Raphael, famous painting is Madonnas, a different pictures of Madonnas, and Leonardo da Vinci's famous work is Last Supper. In architecture, Renaissance in architecture, Roman and Greek style with columns and round arcs. Damascus replaced medieval Gothic style, arches, soaring, pinnacles and springs. Look at the picture. The first picture is Saint Peter's Basilica in Rome. It's a new style, a building who built that at the time. And the second picture is St. Paul's Cathedral in London. That's a great work by Christopher Wren and Inigo Johnson. Here I conclude. I hope you understand the Renaissance. If you have any queries, comment it below. Thank you. Thank you all.